Mechanism of muscle contraction is explained by the theory sliding filament theory, proposed by two group of workers, Axel A. Niedergek and another group, Axel A. Jan Hansen, in the year of 1951. The contraction of a muscle fiber, the skeletal muscle fiber, is due to the sliding of two filament. Thin filament actin slides over a thick filament myosin. What is actin and what is myosin? These two are a contractile protein, plays a very important role in a contraction of a skeletal muscle fiber. First we'll see what is myosin. Myosin, the monomeric unit of myosin is a meromyosin, which contains two parts, the globular head and the tail region. The globular head and the short arm together is said to be heavy meromyosin, and the tail, that region is said to be light meromyosin. The globular head contains two binding sites. One is an actin binding sites, other one is ATP binding sites. The globular head that acts as an ATPase enzyme which can hydrolyze ATP molecule, the energy which needed for muscle contraction is provided by globular head region. Next we see about actin. What is actin? Actin is a thin filament that contains three proteins: actin, tropomyosin and troponin. If you take actin, that can occur in two forms. One is a monomer G-actin, other one is a polymer F-actin. Now take this diagram. Here you can see this F-actin. F stands for filamentous actin and G is for the globular one. This one is a globular. G for the globular, the spherical one. Okay. And the next comes tropomyosin. Tropomyosin is a fibrous molecule. The two filaments that runs closely all along the entire length of that actin is tropomyosin. Next comes troponin. Troponin that occurs at regular intervals on tropomyosin, that marks the active site of a myosin on the actin filament, that is troponin. Okay. Next we'll see about how the contraction is taking place. The contraction of the skeletal muscle fiber is initiated by the impulse transmitted by CNS to the signal that reaches a motor neuron. Motor neuron, the signal that passes from the central nervous system to the motor neuron. Now when the impulse reaches that end, the terminal portion of that motor neuron, that is one axon terminal, that is neuromuscular junction. We used to say neuromuscular junction. What is neuromuscular junction? This one is a motor neuron. It has got an axon part. The axon has got the terminal portion which is in contact with the skeletal muscle fiber. The neuron that have a connection with the muscle is said to be neuromuscular junction. Here the axonic terminal, the axonic terminal that releases that acetylcholine, that is a neurotransmitter. How does it releases that acetylcholine? This one is an axonic terminal. The axonic terminal has got the button shape, the knob-like structure. When the impulses reaches that axonic terminal, the vesicle which is present here in the axonic terminal, they started moving towards that membrane. This one is said to be presynaptic membrane. Synapse is the gap that present between axonic terminal of one neuron and the dendron of another neuron, or a muscle portion of another, the muscle portion. Okay, this synapse is said to be as the junction between the axonic end with the another neuron or with the muscle. That is said to be synapse. Now this synaptic vesicles now started moving towards a presynaptic membrane. After it fuses, here this acetylcholine, the neurotransmitters released in the synaptic cleft. Okay, they started moving towards the postsynaptic membrane. Okay, now this acetylcholine is said to be a neurotransmitter that does spread from a sarcolemma. Sarcolemma in sense what? What is sarcolemma? Sarcolemma is said to be the plasma membrane of a muscle. Okay, so here this acetylcholine started moving from sarcolemma into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. When it reaches a sarcoplasmic reticulum, what happens now? The calcium ion is released from this sarcoplasmic reticulum. Calcium ion started releasing from that sarcoplasmic reticulum and they get bind with this troponin. Troponin. The troponin we have seen that which is present at regular intervals on tropomyosin, the calcium ion bind here. When calcium ion bind, no, already, what's the role of this troponin? No, it masks that that actin binding site of myosin. Once that calcium ion is get attached here, now what happens? No, that can free that, and this myosin can the actin binding site of the myosin can contact with this tropomyosin, and the cross bridge is formed. Okay. For this that requires energy. That energy is supplied by that ATP, ATP enzyme, ATP hydrolyzed, and then energy is provided for this cross bridge formation. During cross bridge formation, what happens? This one is said to be sarcomere. What is sarcomere? Mere in sense of the unit. Okay. This one is said to be Z disc. Here also is a disc. This one is said to be I band. I band is said to be a actin filament, and this one is said to be A band. A band is said to be thick filament, that is myosin. Okay. At the time of relaxation, this one is present like this. Okay. This as an I band is get connected to the Z disc. Okay, this one A band, no, it has no contact with the Z disc. A band is like this. This is a myosin filament. Okay, and the center portion, no, it's a narrow one, that is said to be H zone. Okay, H zone. Here this I filament that slides over, that overlap that A filament. So this region appears thick under the microscope. And here also there is a overlapping of I filament and A band. So this appears as the thick under the microscope. Whereas here this portion of the A band is without any overlapping. So this one appears a light band, that is a H zone. This is under that relaxation condition. Now at the time of contraction, what happened? The Z disc, no, that pulled together, and it started this I band, no, that the two ends of the I band that is come close to each other, and it completely overlaps at A band, thereby H zone, no, that started disappear. It get narrowed and then disappeared. This is A band is completely overlapped by that I band. Okay, so at that time what happened? No, the shortening of that sarcomere taken place. So at the time of contraction, shortening of a muscle fiber takes place due to that complete overlapping of A band. At the time of relaxation, again Z disc, no, they get relaxed and they come to this, and I band started moving away from each other. Only the part of the A band is overlapped by I band. Okay, now the length of this I band, no, get shortened and shortened at the time of they get shortened at the time of a contraction. At the time of relaxation, get straightened like this. So here the length of that I band, no, that varies according to that action of that muscle. During that contraction get shortened, and during relaxation get move away from each other. Whereas the A band, no, it is not connected with the Z disc, so it remain the length of the A band remains constant. Okay, this is what the sarcomere. This is what happening at the time of a contraction. Okay, so that's what it tells about the sliding of a I band over the A band help in a contraction of a muscle fiber. That is what sliding filament theory. Okay, this again once again I tell you, the contraction of the muscle fiber is initiated by that central nervous system which send the signal through the motor neuron, and the impulses reaches the neuromuscular junction, that is axon terminal. The vesicle present in the axon terminal, this axon membrane, it fuses with that axonic membrane, okay, and releases a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Okay, the acetylcholine is reaches a synaptic cleft, and the action potential generated on sarcolemma, and from the sarcolemma, that is the membrane of a muscle, from there it reaches a sarcoplasmic reticulum. Sarcoplasm in sense the protoplasmic content present inside that the muscle fiber, sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is a reservoir of a calcium ion. So in response to that, no, that the action potential generated, that when the impulses reaches this sarcoplasmic reticulum, releasing of calcium ion. So increase in the calcium ion concentration, the sliding starts. When there is a decrease in the calcium ion concentration, sliding stops. Okay, the cross bridge breaks. This is how the contraction of the muscle fiber takes place. Once again, that the nerve impulse from the central nervous system reaches a motor neuron. Through the motor neuron, yes, that reaches at the axon terminal, and that vesicle started moving towards the presynaptic membrane. After fuses with that, acetylcholine is released, and this acetylcholine creates an action potential on a sarcolemma. From the sarcolemma, it reaches a sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is a storehouse of calcium ion. Okay, and in response to that impulse, it release for calcium ion take place, and this calcium ion started binding with that troponin. Okay, when calcium ion bind with this troponin, it releases that the mask that masking that actin site of a myosin. Thereby the myosin started contact with that actin, and a cross bridge formation takes place. So the actin myosin complex is formed, and the muscle fiber gets shortened, and the muscle contraction occurs. So this is how that muscle get contracted.